Welcome back to this week's Student News. I'm Josie Winterman. On Monday, February 14th, we have a school board meeting in the conference room at 5:30. There's a 9th grade boys basketball in Turtle Mountain at 4:30. There's a 7th and 8th grade boys basketball home against Turtle Mountain at 4:30 and 5:30. Tuesday, February 15th, is a 9th JV varsity boys basketball game at home against our Redeemers at 4:15, 5:45, and 7:15. There's also a 7th and 8th grade boys basketball in Mole Hall at 4:30, 4 and 5. Wednesday, there's nothing. Thursday, February 17th, there's a JV varsity boys basketball game. It's a makeup game against Berthold, home at 5:45 and 7:15. There's also a varsity hockey WDA tournament at Bismarck. Friday, there's a varsity hockey WDA tournament at Bismarck. Saturday, February 19th, there's a speech meet at Nedros at 8. There's also a varsity hockey WDA tournament at Bismarck. JV varsity boys basketball away in St. John at 12:30, 2, and 3:30. There's 7th and 8th grade boys basketball home against TGU at 10 and 11. Now on to question of the week.
My favorite animal is my sister Taya.
My cat, Shiloh.
My donkey Eeyore.
I'm a big marabou stork guy. A giraffe.
My favorite animal is a bear.
Michael Costa. My favorite animal is the East Indian mongoose because it's the most aggressive type of mongooses.
Let's see this week's sports. What's for lunch?
Hello and welcome to this week's lunch review. This week I have a special guest, Tyler Bernstein.
Hello.
So starting off on Monday, we have scalloped potatoes with ham, a sister bun, carrots, and pears. I'd go 3 out of 5. I just don't think the school has very good scalloped potatoes.
Yeah, personally, I would probably drop it a little more, probably 2 or 2.5 for me, but that's just personal preference, honestly. Then we got hot dog on a bun with potato salad and applesauce.
4.
4? Yeah,
I put 4.
I would say 3.5 to
3.5 to
4.5
4.
in that range.
In that range, yeah.
Hot dog's pretty good. Right.
On Wednesday, we have chicken Alfredo hot dish with garlic bread, broccoli, and mixed fruit.
I personally don't like chicken Alfredo, so
I
that's going to be a
that's
low
the thing.
score for me. So
Let me hear your score first.
Well, you see, I don't want to be a downer on the school's lunch because it's not that. I just don't like chicken Alfredo, so I'd put it at a 2 again, probably.
I'd go 3.5.
That's
just based
quality
on it,
rating.
yeah.
That's quality rating. Next up on Thursday, we got barbecue on a bun, pasta salad, carrots, and peaches. It's been a long time since I've had barbecue on a bun, so I don't really remember what it is. So I'm gonna go with a safe bet here at a 4 or 3.5.
I'm gonna go 3.5. I think that's just a better one.
Yeah.
And moving on to Friday, we obviously have
pizza sticks
with cauliflower and mixed fruit.
Just because
it's pizza,
It's pizza, and we've had it for every Friday except for the first Friday of the month.
It's 5 out of 5. You can't go wrong. You can't
mess up the pizza,
especially when it's in a stick form.
Exactly.
It's just better.
Exactly.
And that was it for this week's lunch. Thanks to my special guest, Tyler.
You're welcome.
And we'll see you next week.
This week's weather.
Good morning, BHS. I'm Tyler here with this week's weather. This week we're going to continue with some moderate winter temperatures in the 20s and teens, along with partially cloudy skies for most of the week with a few minutes of clear blue skies every once in a while. Let's get into the weather for Monday. Monday we have partially cloudy skies, north-northwest winds at 16 miles an hour, and then here are your highs and lows for Monday. So far, no chance of snow. Moving on over to Tuesday here, we have partially cloudy skies, winds out of the north at 16 miles an hour again. Predicted weather has changed since the making of this panel here, so we actually have a 30% chance for snow. That should be the only chance of snow that we have this week. Anyway, here are your highs and lows for your week. Alright, moving on to Wednesday. We have north-northwest winds up to 14 miles an hour. Here are your highs and lows for the week. Again, no chance of snow. This is also going to be the coldest day of the week, next week. And now here we have Thursday. On Thursday, we got winds out of the south at 14 miles an hour. Not very often you get a south wind here, so keep in the moderate temperatures for the week, or highs and lows. And moving on to Friday, we have winds out of the northwest at 20 miles an hour, along with your highs and lows for the day. Thank you for tuning in to this week's weather report. We'll see you next week.
Now on to Deep Thoughts with Will.
Welcome back to Deep Thoughts with Will. Who put the alphabet in alphabetical order? And that's all for this week's folks with Deep Thoughts with Will.
Administrative announcements with Mr. Bigford.
Good morning, good afternoon, depending when this announcement finds you. This is Mr. Bickford with the morning announcements, or a few administrative notes, if you will. First thing I'm going to talk about is finals. Students are going to have finals as listed in the handbook this year, but we are putting together a committee that will explore that, because in the coming years that may change. And when I say it may change is which classes are there exemptions, what's the requirement. So we want to analyze that so we're always improving. Because we have some concerns and we want to get what's best for our students and best for their future planning. Anyway, it's in the works. It'll start with the faculty and then we'll pull in some student involvement in that. But I wanted you to be aware because it does involve student life. The other thing we talk about is attendance. Students understand that at 10 absences, there's a credit withdrawal. You may lose credit at that point. And that's hard. That's going to be hard for some people to recover from. You're in the class, but you can't have credit for it because you've missed too much. So students be cognizant of that and be aware of it. And 3 tardies equal a day of absence that falls in that. So start moving a little bit. I know things are crowded in our bathrooms. It's probably time to talk on it on our bathrooms. Those of you who choose to have negative behaviors, I'll get to the point. Those of you who are vaping in our bathrooms, stop. Move. If you're addicted to vaping, if you don't think you are, then why are you doing it in our school? Think of it that way. So you might have an addiction, you need to take that addiction somewhere else and get cured for that. If you're already addicted to a nicotine, there are ways off that. So students, I want you to be cognizant of that fact as well. So think about it. But also, there isn't a space in here or time. We have too many people to get through the bathroom. You don't have that right. You're wrecking it for others. It needs to stop. If it doesn't, do we have the capability to put in the sensors? We do. We would like to think that we can monitor our own behavior and clean it up on our own. Also, just take care of our bathrooms because there are less of them now. So that's important as well. I think I've touched enough on that. The last item is the dress code. We haven't changed it, students. Some people like to violate the dress code, and we were a little slack probably through our COVID. But as we move forward, if students want it changed, you should follow it first if you want to change it. If you just blatantly go against it, it may never change and you'll have conflict. Just the way that kind of it works. So think that one through, and then last but not least, it is a great day to be a Brave or a Star. Thank you.
And happy birthday to y'all who have birthdays this week.
That's all, folks.
That's it for this week's student news.
Woo!